Here is your 1,200-word engaging, dramatic script in single-paragraph format, written in the same emotional storytelling tone you love. I refused to cancel my Vegas trip with my guy best friend, and my fiancé canceled our entire wedding. I never thought one decision, one trip, could destroy everything I had spent 3 years building. But here I am, replaying every moment in my head, wondering how something that felt so harmless in my mind turned into the death of my relationship. It started 2 months before the wedding. I had already booked a weekend trip to Vegas with my best friend, Tyler. We'd been friends for 10 years, long before my fiancé, Daniel, ever entered my life. We were the type of friends who roasted each other nonstop, shared stupid memes, and traveled together because we always had stupid fun. Nothing romantic. Nothing physical. Not even a single blurred line. Daniel knew that. Or, at least, he did at first. When I booked the Vegas trip, the wedding was still far enough away that it didn't feel like a big deal. It wasn't even a party trip. It was supposed to be a celebrate turning 30 before adulting crashes down kind of trip. But as the wedding got closer, the tension around it grew. Daniel started questioning why I needed to go. He didn't like the timing. He said people would judge us. He said it felt disrespectful. And I kept brushing it off because I felt like he was being dramatic. It's just a weekend, I kept telling him. You're overthinking everything. It's not a bachelor party. It's literally just a trip I already planned. But Daniel didn't drop it. In fact, he got more serious. One night, he sat me down at the kitchen table. No jokes, no raised voice, just calm and terrifying clarity. I need you to cancel the trip, he said. Not because I'm jealous, but because you're about to be my wife, and going to Vegas with another man before our wedding makes me feel disrespected. It's not about trust. It's about us and how this looks. Please don't go. I should have heard him. I should have seen how sincere he was. But I didn't. Instead, I felt attacked, controlled even. I grew up around women who always said, never give up your independence for a man, and those words echoed in my mind like a warning siren. So I reacted, not thoughtfully, but with emotion. Tyler is like my brother. I snapped at him. If you don't trust me, that's your issue. I'm not going to cancel plans I made months ago. Daniel inhaled slowly, like he was trying hard not to lose his temper. It's not about trust, he repeated. It's about respect. Would you be okay if I went to Vegas alone with a female friend days before our wedding? And that's when I made the fatal mistake. I said, I wouldn't care. And Daniel just stared at me like he finally saw the truth. Because of course I would care. Of course I would feel sick, insecure, angry, betrayed. But I was so stuck in my own pride that I refused to see beyond my stubbornness. The next morning, Daniel barely spoke to me. He got ready for work in silence, kissed me on the forehead mechanically, and said, "We'll talk later." That sentence alone should have scared me. But I still left for Vegas the next day, smiling, carefree, excited for a stupid vacation. Tyler hugged me at the airport, and I didn't feel guilty. Not even a little. We posted stories, laughed, drank, gambled, stayed up too late, and acted like idiots. But nothing inappropriate ever happened. It was genuinely just a friend trip. The problem wasn't Vegas. The problem was what Daniel felt during that time. On the second night, he called me. I saw his name on my screen and ignored it because Tyler and I were at a show. The next morning, I saw 5 missed calls. A long text. And then the short one. We're done. My heart dropped instantly. I called him, no answer. I called again, nothing. I flew home early, panicking. When I finally reached our apartment, my key didn't work. He had changed the lock. My wedding dress was gone. Every photo of us had been taken down. Daniel didn't yell. He didn't argue. He didn't throw accusations. He simply ended it. Quietly, cleanly, and devastatingly. He finally answered my call the next day. His voice sounded like someone who had cried the entire night. You chose him, he said simply. You chose a trip with another man over the man you were about to marry. You chose pride over partnership. You chose ego over us. My knees nearly gave out. I begged. I apologized. I tried to explain nothing happened. I swore I wasn't choosing Tyler over him. But Daniel wasn't angry anymore. He was done. And you can't fix done. I needed you to choose our future, he said. But you wanted to prove you could do whatever you want, even if it hurt me. That's not marriage. The wedding venue was canceled. Invitations thrown away. Deposits lost. My parents were furious. His parents were heartbroken. And Tyler? He felt guilty, even though none of this was his fault. I lost my fiancé, not because I cheated, not because I betrayed him physically, but because I refused to see my relationship through his eyes. I refused to empathize. I refused to prioritize. I refused to understand that love isn't about winning arguments. It's about making choices that protect your partner's heart. I thought I was proving independence. I ended up proving immaturity. Daniel didn't want to control me. He wanted a wife who understood partnership. And I wasn't ready to be one. Now I look at the ruined wedding folder on my laptop, the canceled honeymoon email, the empty spot where my dress once hung, and I finally understand something I wish I learned sooner. You can love someone deeply and still lose them if you refuse to grow. My Vegas trip lasted 48 hours. The consequences will last years. Because once a man realizes he deserves a woman who values him the way he values her, he'll walk away from anything that makes him feel small. Even a wedding. Even me.